Yo guys, what's going on? It's D Fantasy here, back with another video, and today we're gonna be doing a deck profile on Flundereeze. So hopefully you guys enjoy the deck profile. If you guys you know, have any other suggestions, or if you guys do like the deck profile, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, let's just get straight on into it. But one more thing before we start: if you guys are new here, thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload a video, and let's get straight on to the video. Alright, so here we got a Flundereeze Snowl. So basically what this deck thrives off of is basically normal summoning on yours and your opponent's turn, and they basically plus off the banished, essentially, like basically like loop through the banished, I should say, because they all have the they all basically have, or most of the main deck monsters have the effect to that when they leave the field they get banished, and then when you normal summon another Flundereeze monster, you add the banished ones back to your hand, right? So it's also good for chain blocking when your opponent has like hand traps or interruptions, let's say. So it's pretty dope. So starting off, one that not a lot of people play at, to be honest, is Snowl. So basically, if you control this tribute summon monster, you can activate the effect. You can conduct 3 normal summons or sets this turn, not just one. And while you control this tribute summon card, if a monster attacks the defense, if your monster attacks, but it doesn't have to specifically be Flundereeze, which is pretty nice. It does piercing damage. And on your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish a card from your hand as cost, and then just book a moon all your opponent's special summon monsters to face down. You could arguably cut it down if you want to. I just have it as a one of. Next is 2 Empin. This is the main boss monster of the deck. So basically, when this card's tribute summon, you can add one Flundereeze spell or trap from your deck to your hand, and then immediately normal summon 1 monster. You can, it's optional. And then while you control this tribute summon monster, your opponent cannot activate the effects of special summon monsters in attack position. So basically, it's like a skill drain for attack position special summon monsters, which is insane. And then if this card battles an opponent's monster, during the damage calculation, you can banish a card from your hand, and the monster you're attacking with Empin, attack and defense is cut in half till the end of the turn, which is insane. So it's actually really nice. This card single-handedly could get over Dragoon if you bait out the Dragoon negate, right? So it's pretty crazy. Next is arguably the best ones in the deck, Triple Eagle-In. So basically, if this face-up card leaves the field, banish it, and if this card is normal summoned, you can add a level 7 or higher Wing Beast from your deck to your hand, and then it gives you an additional normal summon. And then if a Wing Beast is normal summoned while this card is banished, you can add it back. Basically what I was mentioning before, how you can recycle back your banished cards. Also chain blocking, but this one's Eagle's usually getting you Empin for a follow-up, or just to control the board, essentially, because this is essentially a control deck. So yeah, that's what Eagle does. The other really good one is Robina. So what this one does is it lets you add a level 4 or lower Wing Beast. So basically, Robina can get you to Eagle-In, and then Eagle-In can get you to Empin, basically. Or if you play Snowl, you can play Snowl, but Empin is definitely the better choice. And then it has the same effect where you can add it back. And additional normal summon as well. Also, another monster I don't see a lot of people play in the deck list is Stritch. So basically, if this card is normal summon, you can target a card in either player's graveyard as cost, banish it, and then immediately after the effect resolves, you can normal summon a Wing Beast monster. And then again, the same thing. If a Wing Beast monster is normal summoned, you add this card back to your hand from the banished, which is nice. So basically, essentially, it's like a DD Crow, which is pretty nice. So yeah. Next is 2 tokens. I see a lot of lists playing either 2 or 1. And what this one does is just it targets. It just adds back Flundereeze from your cards from your banished. So it's pretty good. Also, you could also cut this one down to 1 if you like, we don't play Desires in the deck, so playing one is not too bad. And if you really do need it, Robin, I can always search it, right? So it's not too bad. And that is it for the Flundereeze monsters, main deck monsters, I should say. Next is this hand traps, which this deck is insane that it can play it. It's Dimension Shifter. You know, you guys all know what Shifter does. Is basically it stops both players from using the graveyard, because any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead until the end of your opponent's turn, basically. So if you use it on your turn going first, it's the end of your opponent's turn. So yeah, it's actually insane. And basically, like I was mentioning before, this deck thrives off the banished, which is really insane, right? So you can de-shifter and then, you know, normal summon like a Robin, get you an Eaglin, link that off into a Link Reaper, for example, and then normal summon the Eaglin and get back the Robin to your hand, right? So it literally doesn't even lose to the shifter, which is insane. And then just the generic hand trap, which is Ash, pretty much you know, hits pretty much every single deck. This could be your flex, but you can swap it out to any other hand trap you'd like. And then next is Rise of the Mega Monarch. So basically what you do is you tribute summon this on your opponent's turn, and since most of your monsters are wind type monsters, you get to basically shuffle back 3 cards on the field back into the deck, which is insane. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's it for the monsters. Next, we play 1 Terraforming, 1 Gold Sark, because Gold Sark is basically an extender. Banishes, gets you any Flundereeze monster you need, basically. 3 Potted Dualities, because we don't special summon, and it's, you know, just dig through the deck, Call by the Grave. This is Flundereeze of the Unknown Wind. So basically, this is the card that lets you tribute summon using 1 card your opponent controls instead. So basically, if you're trying to tribute summon for Empen, you can use 1 of your monsters and 1 of your opponents, which is nice. And then during your main phase, you can reveal up to 2 Winged Beasts in your deck. Sorry, in your hand, and then place them on the bottom of the deck, and then draw basically 2, or up to 2, up to the number of revealed, basically. So it's pretty nice. You know, D-Fisher, again, banishing is really good in this deck. Next is the Field Spell, which is Flundereeze and the Mysterious Map. Basically, what this card does is it basically helps you play if your normal summon gets stopped, or your first effect gets stopped, because it says during your main phase you can reveal 1 level 1 Flundereeze monster in your hand, and if you do banish a Flundereeze card with a different name from your deck, and then immediately after this effect resolves, basically normal summon another one. And then if your opponent normal summons a monster, you can normal summon a Flundereeze monster, and then basically trigger off and play on your opponent's turn, which is insane. So you could basically essentially have like infinite turns, because you know, your opponent's most likely always gonna normal summon at least once, right? So it's insane. So yeah, yep, that's it for the spells. Next is Triple Imperm, more hand traps. Next is Flundereeze and the City of Dreams. During the main phase, immediately after its effect, draw normal summon 1 level 4 or lower Winged Beast monster. And then if you tribute summon a level 7 or higher monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. So this is essentially like a trap version of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And since all your monsters give you additional normal summons, you're going to eventually get to Empen, which will then make this card live. You know, and then being able to book all your opponent's monsters at any time, right? So it's insane. Macrocosmos, again, more banishing is awesome. Triple Strike for going first or second is really good counter trap, and double Scary Sea. And then this card basically says when your opponent would special summon a monster while you control a face of tribute summon monster, and no special summon monsters, which we don't have any special summon monsters. Your opponent cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, but it gives them additional 3 normal summons or sets, and you negate the summon. So it's insane. And then these, that's it for the main deck, 42 cards. Again, if you want to cut it down to 40, you can cut a toucan and a snowl if you want to. That's totally up to you. But yeah, these are just like the ratios I like playing. And then here we got some options for the extra deck. Since these are level 1s, Nightingale is really easy to make. Overlay for Downer Magician for extra material for Zeus, which we have over here. If you manage to get M-Pin, 2 M-Pins on the field, you can make Gustav Max and then Lieb as well, which is nice. And the level 1s are Link Krabos. So, but yeah, down here is also some more options. You can play Torrential Tribute, another one of the City of Dreams, Mystic Mine, a third Unknown Wind, Super Poly for going second, Pot of Prosperity, I should say, because this deck essentially does not use this extra deck at all. So you can use that. You can do Pot of Extravagance as well. Talents for going first or second. Ghost Bell. Another really good card I really like in this deck as well is Ghost Reaper. Because again, you don't use your extra deck at all, so you can just throw in a bunch of cards that are being like extra deck monsters that are being like highly represented in the meta, which is nice. You know, the Bird of Stormwinds, the Prayer Statue, the Avian, and if you don't want to play Ryza, and then yeah, just Snow. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's the deck profile. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your comments. And if you guys did enjoy, thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.